I don't know if you guys can see me. Let's start with definitely introducing our new Definitely Hot Tea by Definitely To Me. That is me. So, how we're going to play this out is on a weekly chill out basis. We will have, we'll pick two topics that I'll pick the ones that really struck to me, you know, because life can really throw you in, the challenges in life can throw you off. So for me, it's all about, making sure that, yeah, we're able to continue as a people. We are able to survive and give support to each other where required. Right. Okay. So firstly, in this episode, I want to talk about resilience, right? How we keep going even when things get tough. Sometimes, you have good intentions, especially in business or life, can push you in a different direction than you anticipated, you know. But the key is to pivot, stay true to yourself, and keep pushing forward. And this is why I wanted to, even though I'm not feeling well, I've got a problem with my throat, we're continuing. I need to continue. We'll also chat about how conflicts and crises affect us as people. Because honestly, guys, these things can really happen to anyone, anywhere. It's about compassion, strength, and pushing forward, pushing through, no matter what. Especially if you're a mom or a wife. I'm talking now to my sisters. So, let's get into it. Grab your drink. Let's get into some real talk, guys. So, for me, this is a safety space, as I always say to you that this how I created this channel was for us to have a community as women. As you know, I've got challenges with raising a son in another man's land. I'm married to a foreign husband, and we both stay in a different country. So this other story of the Hanifa CEO really resonated with me because she's a child of, but let's get into it. She's a child of immigrants, and they immigrated to a third country, if you know what I mean. So we'll talk to it. So as I said, it's an honest safe space. Grab your tea, grab your snacks, whatever. Let's get into it, my people. Okay. So the first story for me, as I mentioned, starts with a lady that is quite, for me, she's a star, regardless of how we look at it, her challenges, uh, you know. But I want to share a story before we go into it again. With, as I said, this story really resonated with me. But this, I'm going to give you the story itself, and then I'm going to give you the background about the lady, and then I'm going to give you my view right at the end. So Hanifa was started by uh, one lady, Hanifa Mvwemba. Sorry if I'm saying her name wrong. So she is basically a child of Congolese parents born in Kenya. But at this point, I'm not too sure if it's Baltimore or where she stays, but I know that her headquarters for Hanifa, her company, is based in Baltimore. So if you don't know her, this is why I wanted to go through her background. Is that she's known for her super, creative 3D runway shows and her focus on representation and inclusivity. Her brand started in back in 2012, but I think she hit it. She was quite a star in during the COVID period, and basically since 2012, her her brand blow has blown up like she's hot. So, but recently, Hanifa, and I think this is what happened, and I'll talk to you about ever since us after that she went for a pause on her business. But the reason behind that is, her business was going well, and then she started to have, I think, Friday sales. Every Friday you'll have a sale online. People will start to book. And guys, please, if I'm excuse me if some of the information is a bit we'll need to check on that. But this is what I saw from her videos, and I'm also a follower. And like I said, she's one of those people that I look up to. But the sales start coming up very quickly, and she couldn't handle the situation. So this is why we're in this situation. Fast forward today is that although the company still runs, but I think this Friday sales, I think it's flash sales, where you have numbers coming in, throwing at you, and I'll talk to you about my situation as well. It was just too much. So, she then recently, Hanifa shared that she had to hit a pause on her business because her brand was growing too fast and it was hard to keep up with. So, fulfilling the orders and managing everything emotionally, she just had a child. She just felt rushed. It's just a lot coming at her at the same time, right? Hence, she's choosing to take a break to reflect and focus on her mental health and sustainability. That's her message. Sometimes I think her message for me, what I gather is that, you have to breathe, reassess, and come back stronger. Like I said, I'll tell you my story during our reflection. So it's all about, staying true to yourself and being resilient, you know. So that's how I felt about Hanifa. As I said, it's something that, was very close to my heart. Like I said, HBCU alumna, child of immigrants when immigrated to another country. So I just felt like that one hit me hard. Okay, that's our first story. And then this, maybe before we move into the second story, Cocomama, let me tell you my story, guys. So I went to an HBCU as well back in the 90s, graduated, and then I decided to go back to South Africa. I think I started as a business analyst. I've got a degree in computer science. Started as a business analyst, and then I moved on to, after a while, I was like, there's so much opportunity. Decided to get a government tender in South Africa, to start a business. That part of the business, just long story short, grew so fast that I decided to also do a bit of online before it was popular booking system, and partner with another government entity that did like booking online for we have beautiful parks, meaning the what do you call it when you go camping, and so those the public parks in government. So sand parks, so they call it. So long story short is that because I wanted the brand to grow so fast, it ended up basically just falling apart, and I couldn't handle it. Lucky for me, I wasn't pregnant, or I was not like trying to take care of a baby while doing it. I can only imagine what this girl was going through. So long story short is that there were things I lost along the way, but at the end of the day, had to pivot and do something else that keep my food on my table. And I think that's part of why it took me forever to be a mom, be a wife, be a because that you have self-doubts when stuff like that happen. But for me, it's all about focusing on what next and learning quickly, moving fast in terms of after you've taken a breather, making sure that you have strategy in your mind on how to go forward. So kudos to Hanifa. You have my tea. Tough moments, guys. Tough. Okay, so that's our first story, and that's my reflection on that. Now let's move on to our second. And please, even if you see this video after today, you're welcome to comment. So Cocomama, oof, this story, Lord. I mean, when I saw this lady, it just hit me again. It's about reflection. It's about what would you do when you're in that situation. So Cocomama is a YouTuber. So I believe she does reaction issues. I've seen bits and pieces of her and of her videos, and for me, it's like, okay, you've got a point of view. She's able to own up, like the time, and she's saying, listen, I've paused on doing that since 2 months ago. So people are coming at me with this story as if, to say, yeah, that's what you get. And I'll tell you, I'll reflect after this commentary. So, yeah, she made a very powerful video. This is regarding, her story of, people are my family is trapped. My husband and kids are trapped in Doha, and I'm here. I believe she was based in America, and then now she's based in Doha, but that's where the kids and husband are stuck. She's in, I believe, please correct me. I think she's Nigerian, but I think I might be wrong. Correct me. But she's stuck over there. So you can imagine, I saw this and I'm like, and we're not talking about just an incident, right? So her story highlights for me how, a war, conflicts, and just political issues, you understand, they deeply affect real people, real families. So her message to us was that, exactly that struggles can happen to anyone, anywhere, and we all need compassion. I think I did my last video that spoke about compassion, right? Our last video, we spoke about, Tourette's syndrome, the BAFTA incident where Delroy and Michael B. Jordan, heard a B word, an N word being pulled out. And, it's all about grace. It's all about how you move forward with these incidences. But with this one, it's also about, how do you keep strong as a mom when you have your family out there? Like, you don't know, you don't sleep, I can only imagine, guys. For me, yeah. So, it's all about resilience, getting through it. And you can see this woman, her facial expression, the way you can hear from her voice the desperation. So, guys, like Hanifa and Cocomama, like I said, I've had my own setbacks, tough moments, but these times have taught me a lot about patience, adapting, and never giving up. Resilience isn't bouncing back. It's about staying true to yourself and going through the challenges, and staying in the moment. But you have to also at the same time learn to, like, a way to just meditate. If it's prayer, if it's, silence is. So for me, I'm lucky that I have a husband and I have a friend here. Honestly, I know that Narissa comes here and we talk about other things, but I can rely on her. Even I'm going through something right now in a professional capacity, but at the same token, I think about my responsibility, people that are relying on me. I also have a husband that I can lean on all the time. He knows that I'm a strong woman, but I've got my own issues when it comes to, you trip sometimes. You trip, and you need that shell. You need people around you that can comfort you, that can give you that way to get out of that funk. That funk. It catches us all, whether you want to believe it or not. And I think sometimes it is that thing with strong women or people that are driven, because everyone has their strengths in some way or other. But you'll find that, you're stuck. You're stuck in that moment. So you need people that are able to unstuck you. Yes, you're unstuckation people. That's the word. Yes. So anyway, back to my preaching. Like I said, sharing these moments, what you're facing, you can come out stronger and wiser. That's how I feel. So that's our week's hot tea. Let's see what comes up in the couple of weeks. I will keep you updated on Cocomama. I really do like her, and yeah, not that because she's my sister friend, like from Nigeria, but yeah, these things happen to all of us. They can happen to all of us. So just a quick disclaimer: this live stream is inspired by Cocomama's video, I Can't Breathe, and it's all about raising awareness of how war and conflict impact families and communities. It's about the human side, not politics here. There's no politics here, guys. Content might be sensitive or emotional, so viewer discretion is advised, right? If you feel like you're not feeling this, and you want, because I will put the links in for both Hanifa's CEO and Cocomama, just for you to go through it if you have a chance. We're here to just share the story and grow together. Stories about resilience, compassion, honesty, and what it's all about, right? Because at the end of the day, somebody else can learn from this, can grow from this, can know how to get out of this from these lessons. So that's what today is all about: staying strong, guys, being honest and keeping it real. I hope these stories inspired you as much as they inspire me. And I hope that if you have anything else to share with us on this platform, I'll appreciate it. Remember, we are all in this together, hey? No matter where you're from or what you're going through, resilience and compassion, yeah, it's what keeps us, especially compassion. I understand resilience comes and goes, but you have to just keep going, guys. So before we go, I have something else that I wanted to share with you. And this is something that I want to be able to do every time we have these sessions. My closing comment is on, a quote by someone I admire. My husband knows I love this guy so much. I think I wish I could have met him before he passed. I don't know how old I was. But anyway, quote for the week: be like water making its way through cracks. So that's our quote of the week for DTH tea. It is a quote from Bruce Lee. So I hope you enjoyed this session, and I'm hoping that you will have more time to share some insights, with me. I love you all, and I thank you so much for joining me and taking time. Thank you. Take care. See you in the next one. Bye all.